Is Bruce coming? Oh, he's moving shells. Okay, fair enough. All right, thank you, everybody. This is obviously a very, very exciting time here at the Toronto Blue Jays. Not just for opening day, but also, of course, for the beginning of the CRABBE era. Now, do we have any questions? Trudeau Boucher, Canadian journalist, eh? Now, you've previously worked with Bruce CRABBE. Are you confident he can make the difference, eh? Yeah, look, I mean, Bruce and I have worked well together in the past. We have a good understanding. We've obviously won the World Series at both the Mets and the Mariners. We're both very hopeful that we'll make that a hat trick here in Toronto. Now, the fans are upset about Biggio leaving, eh? Yeah, look, I mean, I can understand that. Cavan played his heart out for this club. It's no slight on him, and not at all. But, we got Snell into our starting rotation for him. We've got an exciting prospect coming in to play second base. So I think, given some time, I think the fans will come around. Will the Jays win the World Series this season, eh? Yeah, or we'll die trying, mate. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1, opening day at the Blue Jays. And, well, there's a little bit to catch you up on that's happened over spring training. Today we will be getting our season underway, though, against the Oakland Athletics, which is very, very exciting. The first thing is that we've had a little bit of a rebrand of our second baseman. It's now William Mcquaid. So William, of course, is a Patreon supporter of mine. I do like to name sort of game generator players after my Patreon supporters. There is a link to the Patreon down in the description. Check the tiers. I think it's $10 a month. I could be wrong there, though. If you want to have a player named after you. So yeah, big thank you to William. And William Mcquaid is the new second baseman. So a little bit of a rebrand there. Now, before we get to seeing how preseason went or spring training went, we do have a few other trades to fill you in on. So let's go and do that. The first trade involved Jordan Romano. We needed basically to get him out of the club. Not that we had to get him out of the club, but to put him to not have him on the active roster, we would have had to put him on waivers. So I thought, well, let's go and see what we could get to avoid risk losing him for nothing. So we had to give him up, and one other player as well, which was Maximo Castillo, which is a fantastic name, but yeah, you can see he wasn't expected to be too much. So we gave up both of those, and in return, we got Janderson Jardins, I think you'd pronounce it, a Venezuelan catcher. Obviously, our catching stocks were hurt by the expansion draft. So he might come off, he might not. He's only really here to be a backup. But yeah, it was better than losing Romano for nothing, and we also got rid of a player that wasn't ever going to see the first team, or the major league team. So that was the first trade that we did, a little bit of a non-event. But the second trade, this one's going to make a little bit of an impact, I think. First up, we gave up Yanez Diaz. Now, the reason we had to give him up again was because we would have had to put him on waivers if we didn't have him on the active roster. And there was obviously he's a decent pitcher, so there was a big chance that we were going to lose him for nothing. So we gave up him, and also Nick Estrella, who was a decent prospect, but again, unlikely to. He wasn't going to become a sort of a key player for us in the future, or highly unlikely anyway. So we gave up those two, and in return, we got in what I think is a nice little pickup in Matt Beattie. He played only AAA last year, but the spoiler alert, he is on our active roster. What I like about him is that he can cover first base, but he's also a good defensive left fielder, so he can cover left field for us as well. So he will, fill in a couple of gaps. He's an average Joe, or an average Matt, as the case may be. But yeah, I'm excited about him to see what he can do, and he's done well in spring training. And the other person we got in, just a good, solid reliever / starting pitcher in Nick Frasso. Just someone we just added into the trade to see if we could get away with it. And again, this guy is somebody that, basically he's another Yanez Diaz, isn't he? So we've got rid of one Diaz, got in another one. Very, very similar sort of player that might even be a slight upgrade. So we'll see what becomes of him. We may see him in the major league team, but maybe not. But like I say, the main one there was to get Matt Beattie in. Now, two other potential outs that have happened. If we check the waiver list, we will see that both Randall Grichuk has been put on waivers. No one's claimed him as yet. He's on $9 million a year, so hopefully somebody will claim him, to be honest. He's average. He's an average player. So if he goes, he goes. If he doesn't, then we'll have him in AAA to call back up if we need him. And the other person is Billy McKinney. Again, he's an average player. He's not too bad with the bat. He's decent enough defensively, but with Matt Beattie coming in, he became the backup left fielder, and so we didn't really need him. So he goes down to AAA, assuming that no one claims him. If they do, they do. So this brings us now to spring training. You can see we went 17 and 13, so we're up there with the best records in baseball, which is, I mean, it's spring training, it doesn't really matter, but it was a solid spring training, and we did learn a little bit about some of our players. Let's have a look at the predictions, and we will see that we are predicted to finish second behind the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, we, of course, went neck and neck with them last season, so we're predicted to finish 5 games behind them, winning 92, and we're going 92 and 70. So we'll take that, I think. We are required to make the playoffs this season. If you're going to have a look at the top hitters, Vlad Jr. is there batting .310, and that is it for us in terms of hitting. Pitchers, so look at that. Pearson is top, Snell is 4th. So if we can get the top 2, our top 2 pitchers in the rotation winning 15 games and 14 games respectively, then I think we'll be quite happy, won't we? So that is spring training. So if you want to have a look at everybody's spring training numbers, I'll leave them up here while I sort of go through our rotation and my thinking. So Pearson is going to be the number 1 in the rotation. He starts today. Blake Snell will be number 2. John Fleming number 3. Patterson will be 4. And Duplantier will stay in the starting rotation at 5. He was solid for most of last year. He just had an unfortunate time in the playoffs. The worrying signs is Snell's ERA of 8. Pearson's ERA of 6.5 and Fleming's ERA of 10. But it's spring training. Everyone's, it's a big party down there in Florida, isn't it? The bullpen is very similar to last year. Hendricks stays on as closer. He was good during the regular season. So he led the league in saves. Kasowski hangs on for now as a setup man along with Junior Fernandez. Kelly stays in the bullpen along with Reyes, along with Halsey, and the change coming in for Rondon for the regular season is Anderson Espinoza, and Anthony Kay drops from the starting rotation into the bullpen because of Rue has left us. We've paid him $40 million to go away. Now, if you're going to have a look at the batting side of things, again, you can see everybody's spring training numbers there. BT is on the active roster. We went with Drury and also this guy who we claimed, of course, off of Rule 5 draft, so he has to stay in the major league team. So they're sort of our rotation options. And Khalil Lee is also going to get a chance to prove himself on the active roster. So that is how we're lining up ahead of opening day. Let's go check these lineups. Alright, and this is it. This is the first team of the Bruce CRABBE era, and it's Bo Bichette to lead us off playing shortstop. And Inciarte, thank you everybody who corrected my spelling in the comments. He makes his first J start in the right field. It's Vlad Jr. at third base. It is Rowdy Tellez cleaning up at first base. It's Gurriel Jr. in left field batting 5. Denny Jansen the catcher 6. Brandon Drury, the designated hitter, bats 7. William Mcquaid making his Major League Baseball debut, bats 8 at second base. Billy Hamilton bats 9 in center field, and it is Nate Pearson taking the mound for us. On the mound for them is Jesus Luzaro, and he looks a Peruvian, looks a very, very decent pitcher indeed. Is he on our short list? He is now. Last season, ERA of 470. Yeah, he had, an ERA plus of 97, a whip of 115, a WAR of 3.9. He's a good pitcher. This is going to be a tough opening day. Alright, and welcome to the new season. Welcome to the Bruce CRABBE era, and let's hope that we can get a good start underway here with Pearson on the mound. Now, Pearson is 15 strikeouts away from 500 career strikeouts, which, given this is the first game of his third season, I'm going to say is not too bad going. An easy out there in center field. It's going to bring up Kyle Schwarber for them. 2-2's the count. Can Nate sit him down? Of course he can. Nate Pearson with the first strikeout of the season. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Matt Olson comes up to bat for them now. 2 out, nobody on. 2-2's the count. Sitting down Nate. He's looking good. A nice start to the season for Nate Pearson. And we go to bat now with Bo Bichette to lead us off. 1-1's the count for the leadoff man. Come on, Bo. He has popped it up into left field, and that will be 1 away. First bat in a Blue Jays jersey now for Inciarte. Let's see what he can do. Of course, he was part of the World Series winning Braves last season. He slapped it down to third base. Can he beat it out? Yes, he can. It's a first hit for the Jays for Inciarte. And he is on base for Vlad Jr. now. Let's see what Vlad can do. Went missing, of course, in the World Series. I'll tell you what, we've just found him. He's cracked it over center field's head. And is Inciarte going to come in to score? Will he hold at third? He is going to hold at third. But a double for Vlad Jr. And that's how you start a season, Vlad. Very, very nicely done indeed. And it's Tellez now with a chance to drive in some runs here. 2 on, 1 out for our first baseman. And Tellez, it gets away from the catcher. That's going to bring in a run. Vlad Jr. goes over to third. We take the lead. And Tellez still with a chance now to knock in a run here. 1-1's the count. Tellez pops it up. Go back, Vlad. It's surely deep enough to get Vlad home. It's right at the track. Vlad can pretty much skip his way there. And that is 2-0 with the sac fly from Tellez. And it's going to bring up Gurriel Jr. now for his first bat of the season. Let's see what he can do. 2 out, no one on. 1-2's the count. Gurriel Jr. That is huge! It's third tier from Gurriel Jr. 462 feet. It's 3-0 to the Blue Jays. And Gurriel Jr., welcome to the new season, mate. What a piece of hitting that was. That is now going to bring up, who's up next? Denny Jansen, isn't it, the catcher? He was wonderful for us last year. What can he do with 2 out, no one on? A first pitch swing, and he's hit. The pitcher didn't like that. And it's going to bring up Drury now, the designated hitter, with 1 on, 2 out. First pitch swing again, and Drury grounds at the third base. And that'll do it, but a really good first innings for the Blue Jays. We take the 3-0 lead. And it's going to bring Pearson back out to pitch, this time to Chapman. First pitch swing from him. He's hit that quite well, and that might be 3-1. It is. Just creeps over the fence, but Pearson gives up a run, top of the second. And that's not ideal. 370 feet that went. And there we go. Brings up D.D. Gregorius. I'm sure it's not how you say that. 1-2's the count. Come on, Nate. All about the response now, mate. And there's the response, a strikeout. 1 away. Sean Murphy comes up now, their catcher. A first pitch swing from him. That's been popped up into right field. It should be a simple catch out there for Inciarte. And there it is. 2 away. Chad Pinder to the plate now. Full count on him. Can Pearson sit him down? It's a ground ball to Vlad. No, it gets past Vlad into left field, and it's a 2-out single. Is it? No, 2-out double. As Pinder cruises into second. Come on, Nate. Don't give away this lead. We worked hard to get it for you. It's Enrique Hernandez to the plate to face Pearson. 2-2's the count. That's hit into right field, and that's going to get it back to 3-2. Can Inciarte get it in? No, he does. Keep the runner at third. Good job out there in right field. And Kevin Pillar, of course, almost saw he was at the Blue Jays for a while, wasn't he? Can Pearson end this innings, please, Nate? It gets through, and it's 3-2. And Pearson, you're killing me here, mate. You're absolutely killing me. It brings up the leadoff man, Laureano, to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. First pitch swing. Pearson, he's popped it up. It should be caught there by Rowdy Tellez. No, it's the catcher. It's gone even further behind the plate than I thought. That'll do it, but we give up 2 in the top of the second, and that's not ideal. William Mcquaid, a first at-bat in Major League Baseball for him. Let's see what he can do. 2-2's the count, and it's a ground ball to first base, and... oh, it's an error! He's induced the error. They're scared of you, mate, and that is runner at first, no one on. And he's not the worst stealer, not the quickest, but not the worst stealer. Billy Hamilton now, his first at bat for the season. 0-1's the count on Billy. He slaps it to first base, and that could be 2. Run, Billy! Not ideal, not ideal. Billy Hamilton hits into the double play. Brings up Bo Bichette now. Of course, what did he do? He got out last time, didn't he? And he strikes out this time around. That'll do it. The second innings draws to a close, and it's 3-2 to the good guys. Schwarber comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. 0-2's the count. Can Pearson sit him down? Yes, he can. And that is 1 away. Matt Olson comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. 2-1 is the count. That's been hit into right field. And Pearson was brilliant first innings. He's, yeah, fading away a little bit. Chapman, who of course crushed a home run last time up. 1 and 2's the count. Pearson, a good response on the home run hitting Chapman last time around. That's a 5th strikeout. 10 to go for 500. Gregorius comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. 1 and 2's the count. 2-out runner at first. It's popped up. Mcquaid's going back. Oh, he's dropped it. Not a debut to remember, as with 2 out we have runners at first and second, and it's Sean Murphy to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Can we get out of this innings, please? And we can. A 6th strikeout for Pearson through 3 innings, and it's Inciarte to the plate. He is, of course, 1 for 1, having got the infield hit last time up. 0 and 1's the count. What can we do here? He has hit that well, but straight to first base, and that is 1 away. Brings up Vlad Jr., who of course crushed the ball over center field last time up. 3 and 0's the count. Just get yourself on base here, Vlad. He does. Draws the walk, and it's Rowdy Tellez now with his sac fly, of course, drove in a run last time. 1 and 2's the count this time. Tellez hits it deep again in the outfield, but right field is there and will make a catch, and Vlad will have to stay at first. Brings up Gurriel Jr., who of course crushed one of the biggest home runs we'll see this season last time up. First pitch swing. He has gone after it again, but that's going to do it. And the 3rd innings ends, and it's still 3-2. Pearson comes back out to face Pinder, who's 1 for 1 today. 2 and 1's the count. Come on, Nate. That's a ground ball. Doesn't trust Mcquaid to field it, apparently, and that is 1 away. Hernandez to the plate now. He's 1 for 1 today as well. What can Pearson do with him? 1 and 1's the count. He lays down a bunt. It's a horrible bunt. Catcher comes out. Jansen to first, and that is 2 out. Brings up Pillar, who of course drove in a run with a hit last time up. 1 and 2's the count. Come on, Pearson. Sitting down, mate. It's popped up. Gurriel Jr.'s there. Should be a simple catch in left field. Hamilton's there as well, but that'll do it for the 4th. It's still 3-2. And can we tack on some runs here? Jansen, who of course, wasn't he? I think he walked last time up, didn't he? Or was he hit? He was hit, wasn't he? And that's gonna, no, I thought for a second maybe drop in, but shortstop's there, makes a simple catch. And that's 1 away. Drury now, who's 0 for 1 today. What can he do? 0 and 2's the count. And Drury watches strike 3. Brings up William Mcquaid, who of course reached on an error last time, but still after his first hit in Major League Baseball. Oh, I tell you what, his first hit! It's only gone and cleared the fence. Well done, William Mcquaid. A solo home run. 464 feet. That is an at-bat to remember for your first hit in Major League Baseball. Well done. So the lead is 4-2 now for Billy Hamilton to come up. 2 out, no one on. 2 and 2's the count, and Billy grounds at the second base, and that'll do it for the 4th. But we tack on another run. 4-2 we now lead. And let's see what Pearson can do with that. It's Laureano to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Can we keep the O, please, Mr. Pearson? 2 and 2's the count. And he does. Another strikeout. That's 7, I think, now, isn't it, for Pearson? He's halfway there almost. He's not going to get it today, though. It doesn't look like he's getting towards the end of his pitch count here. Schwaber comes in. He's 0 for 2. 1 and 2's the count. Another strikeout for Pearson. That's 8. And it's Matt Olson now, who is 1 for 2 today. 0 and 2's the count. Can Pearson strike out the side? Of course he can. A wonderful top of the 5th for Nate Pearson. Is that the last we'll see of him? Quite possibly. Bo Bichette comes in now to bat. He's 0 for 2 today. 1 and 1's the count. Bo Bichette pops it up into center field. It should be a simple catch out there. And that is 1 away in the bottom of the inning. It brings up Inciarte, who's 1 for 2 today. First pitch swing from our new man. What can he do? He has got it through, and that's a second hit of the game for him. He will hold it first. Yes, he does. And it brings up Vlad Jr., who is 1 for 1 with a walk as well. Full count on the hero. Oh, it's a strikeout and a double play as Inciarte doesn't get the steal, and that is a disappointing way to end the innings. Pearson, he will continue to Chapman, who is, of course, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a home run. 2 and 2's the count, and Pearson strikes him out again. 10 strikeouts and 1 behind here, and that'll do it as Joe Kelly comes in. A decent start that from Pearson. Let's see if Kelly can pick up his good work here. 0-1 on his first hitter, Gregorius. He's 0 for 2 today, and make that 1 for 3 as he gets himself a 1-out single into center field. Not ideal. Come on, Kelly. Murphy comes in the bat. He's 0 for 2 today. 2-2's the count, and it gets away from the pitcher. Goes into the bedroom window, and Gregorius helps himself to second. Murphy now with a full count on him. Come on, Kelly. He walks in. That puts 2 on, and of course the tying run is now on board. Pinder comes up. He's 1 for 2. Come on, Kelly. There's a strikeout. That's more like it, mate. That's more like it. 2 away. Let's get Hernandez and end this thing. He's 1 for 2 today is Hernandez. 1-1's the count. It's down towards the first base line, and that is going to score runs. 1 comes across the plate. Inciarte does well to get it in, and yeah, it's going to score 2. It's going to tie us up. That's not good. 4-4. Kelly has let us down massively here. Come on, mate. There's a strikeout to end the innings, but Pearson loses his win. It's 4-4, and it's Tellez to lead us off. He's 0 for 1 today. First pitch swing from Rowdy. It was an inside ball. It didn't really need to be swung at as a first pitch, did it? He's popped it up. It's towards the fence, but it's caught there for 1 away. Brings up Gurrell Jr. already with 1 home run today. 1-2's the count, and he watches strike 3 for 2 away. Danny Jansen now, who's 0 for 1. 1-2's the count on him, and he has grounded at the shortstop, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. We're tied at 4, and it is going to be Kelly to continue to Laureano, who's 0 for 3 today. 2-2's the count, and that's another strikeout for their leadoff man. And it's Junior Fernandez coming in now to face Schwarber, who's 0 for 3 today. 1-1's the count. Stays in. It's looking suspiciously like a triple, though, as Hamilton gets there. It is a 1-out triple as the throw goes home. And yeah, Fernandez, mate, come on. We do not want to get the CRABBE era underway with a loss here. Olsen comes in. He's 1 for 3 today. A first pitch swing. Please just be a ground ball. They've walked him. All right, intelligent play there from the Mr. Crab Man, because that gives us a double play to get out of the innings and the force at home. Fernandez to Chapman, who's already hit 1 home run today. 2-1's the count. It gets away from the catcher. It puts the A's in front. Olsen goes to second. Fernandez, 3-1. You need to do something here for me, mate. That is a walk. And it's all going a little bit wrong, isn't it? Gregorius comes in now. 1 out, runners at first and second. He's 1 for 3 today. Come on, Fernandez. That is into the outfield. Can we stop the run scoring? Inciarte. He cannot, and it's another run. Oh, the bullpen has absolutely destroyed us today, and that is not quite it for Fernandez. 0-2's the count. Come on Murphy. Get him down, mate. There we go. That is 2 away. And Fernandez now to Pinder. Can he finish this innings? It's 3-0. He walks another one. He loads the bases. And Junior, mate, this is suddenly a massive, massive at-bat in the game. Hernandez could end it here. He did, of course, get a 2 RBI double last time up. This time around, he ends the innings. All right. We stretch, but we are suddenly in some serious, serious trouble. We're 6-4 down. We're being out-hit 9-5, and Jury to lead us off, who's 0 for 2. 2-0's the count. Jury hits it well, but it's going to get caught. It's straight to right field, and that's 1 away. Mcquaid comes up to bat with, of course, the home run last time around. What can he do this time? 1-1's the count. Mcquaid hits into the shift, and that'll be 2 away. And it's going to be Hamilton, and let's face it, Hamilton's unlikely to get himself on base. He's 0 for 2 today. 2-2's the count, and Hamilton does strike out. And suddenly we're running out of innings here. Fernandez to continue to Pillar, who is 1 for 3 today. 2-2's the count, and we could really, really use getting this leadoff man out. Fernandez delivers. Strikeout for 1 away. Brings up Laureano, who's 0 for 4. You could say he's due. First pitch swing. Come on, Junior. It's a ground ball. Bichette has it over to first, mate. There it is, and that's 2 away. Brings up Schwarber, who is 1 for 4 today, to face Fernandez. Almost certainly his last hitter of the game. 0-1's the count. That's been popped up. Inciarte should make a simple catch out there in right field. And now we go to work in the bottom of the 8th, top of the order up, and we need runs. Bo Bichette, who's 0 for 3. 3-0 is the count. Get yourself on base here, Bo. Come on, mate. He does. He draws the walk, and that brings the tying run to the plate in the shape of Inciarte, who's 2 for 3 today. 1-2's the count. He has popped it up into left field, and that is, well, the shortstop is apparently Usain Bolt as he makes a catch in, well, you wouldn't even call that shallow left field, would you? It's almost just regulation left field. It's Vlad Jr. now, 1 for 2 today with Bo at first. What can he do? Run, Bo. No, run, Vlad. Vlad at least gets there to avoid the double. And it's Tellez with 2 out now. He's the tying run, a full count, and he walks. It brings Gurriel Jr. to the plate. To face the new pitcher in Nick Whitgren. Gurriel already with a home run today, what we wouldn't give for a second home run from Gurriel Jr. 2-0 is the count. Gurriel Jr., he's popped it up. And it's looking as though the Bruce CRABBE era might get underway with a loss. Fernandez how many pitches is Fernandez going to throw? He's going to lead off the innings is Matt Olson. 2-2's the count. Can Fernandez sit him down for us? Yes, he can. Excellent stuff there by Junior. And that'll do it as Kasowski comes on now. We know he is a little bit of a wild thing, isn't he? He's either walk or strike out. It's a full count. And Kasowski, it's a pop-up. And it's going to be caught out there by Gurriel Jr. That is 1 away. Needless to say, we do not want any more runs to chase in the bottom of this innings. Gregorius comes in. 2 for 4 he is today. 0-2's the count. Sit him down, Marshall. Come on, mate. There we go. All right. Work to do in the 9th. I have a cat hair up my nose. It's Miguel Romano that's come out to try and close it out for him. Denny Jansen at the plate for us to lead us off. He's 0 for 2 today. 1-2's the count. What can Jansen do? He has... Is he going to drop it in? No, shortstop. Makes the play 1 away. Drury comes up. He's 0 for 3. And he's either brilliant or terrible, Drury. And today he looks like he's terrible. And that's 2 away. And it's going to bring up Mcquaid to try and keep the game alive for us. Can he get himself on base? He's 1 for 3. It's a full count. We're down to our final strike. And Mcquaid, oh, it's a really well hit ball. Out there into left field. Is that going to be a double? He's going to slide in, I think. Yes, he is. Willie Mcquaid goes 2 for 4 on his major league debut. Keeps the game alive for us. And Hamilton. Could we not have pinched hit him, Mr. Bruce CRABBE? Hamilton to try and keep it going for us. 3-1's the count. Can he get a walk? Hamilton, no. He's popped it up. And the Bruce CRABBE era ends, or begins, I should say, in defeat. 6-4 we've lost. So it's the bullpen that lets us down on opening day. Luckily, everybody else in the division more or less lost. Obviously, it's early days. The expansion teams, the Mavericks lost, and who's the other one? The Alpines lost as well. So, yeah, apparently everybody lost opening day, it seems like. But there we go. It's early days, obviously. Very, very disappointing way to start the season. But William Mcquaid was an absolute star. Home run and a double, batting .500, as is Enciarte. So the new boys did the job for us. It's just the bullpen let us down massively, as I said. Joe Kelly with an ERA of 18, and Junior Fernandez only slightly better at 9. But there we go. That is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Let me know how you think the season's going to play out for us. Yeah, well, it's opening day. It's opening day. It doesn't matter. It's obviously a big disappointment, though. I think what we might do is we might come back for Game 3 of this series against the Yankees. We'll get the season underway, and yeah, we'll see how we do. So we'll come back for that on Friday or next episode, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.